right, the channel is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yay!
Yay!
I am Christiana Ellis, and I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Jason Banks as Radius,
Greetings, everyone.
David Archambault as Kneecap,
I am people.
Lee Burdett as Malleus, or that's right, yeah, sorry, I'm
Yeah,
just still,
Malleus.
yeah. I don't know why I second guessed myself. I said it right. And Nobilis as Cuspid.
Should I stay or should I go now?
And we are hoping that we will have Millie Katie as Korakoi join us shortly, but it's possible we will be just 4 players tonight. But in the meantime, let's talk about where we last left our heroes, the Skeleton Crew. So, after retaking their walking castle from the hags that had stolen it, they had discovered that the owner of this walking castle, Thafir, the Githzerai, had been slain as part of fighting the hags. And in search of a place that could help bring her back, the skeleton crew journeyed through the Flowering Hills, which is the domain of the Sheila Periroyal, the halfling god of agriculture, and had a nice halfling feast as the local priest was able to restore Thafir to life. You did some shopping in Wonderhome, the domain of Gond, the god of craftsmanship. And then you traveled on your way to continue your broader journey to Excelsior, the gate town which connects to Mount Celestia. I'm combining too many things. I was about to say Mount Elysium, but Elysium is a different place. Anyway, travel to Excelsior, which is a gorgeous, impossibly beautiful city with a surface district, but also many buildings up in the clouds and tall towers. One of them so tall that its pinnacle is forever obscured by clouds because, as the story goes, it literally connects directly to the base of Mount Celestia. And so the gate to that plane is by climbing this tower. And so to access this gate, all of you climbed this tower, experiencing a remarkable depiction of all sorts of heroic celestial and peaceful, events and imagery. And it just was, seems like a pretty nice place. Although one of the things that you had noted about it in your research is that it is so nice a place that it tends to be a little bit insular because nobody who lives here ever wants to go anywhere else because from their
It's so
perspective,
nice.
everywhere else is worse than here. Why would we go anywhere else? And so with Malleus temporarily glitched out of existence, Cuspid was carrying the Mosaic Mimir, approached the gate, described this gate connecting to Mount Celestia, the outer plane of pure lawful good. The Mimir chimed. You have successfully achieved your goal here, and the rest of the skeleton crew was approached by a hound archon, sort of a anthropomorphic dog celestial. Who has a mystery about people going missing that he's requesting help with. But while being distracted hearing Veryl's story, no one quite realized that Cuspid had not come back from the gate, but was in fact still just staring through this gate to Mount Celestia. And so I think, Cuspid, as you are staring there, tell us just a little bit about what you're thinking.
Well, nobody in the party is going to have access to these thoughts, but Cuspid came into her powers as a favored soul very, very early in her life. And the presence of the divine has been a constant for her the entire time. And there's always been a seed of doubt deep in her heart that her faith is not pure. Her faith is not sufficient, that she's a poser, she's a fake, she's a fraud, because it's how can her faith be anything but transactional? She gets these powers from her deity, and that's where her faith comes from rather than sincere devotion. And on the way up the stairs, where everyone else, Radius excluded, Radius kind of a weirdo in that regard, saw these beautiful landscapes, but the one and described them to each other and everything, but the ones that Cuspid saw had these little, in the corner, on the side, behind a tree, someplace not terribly noticeable, a black smudge, an imperfection, um, a flaw. And she has connected that with this internal doubt. But what anybody else sees is that she's standing in front of the gate, looking through it at Mount Celestia, and is holding kind of sideways behind her back, sort of offering the mosaic device, as if to say, though she hasn't said a word, someone else come and take this. And it would not take an insight check to know that if someone just comes up and takes it, she's just going to walk through the portal.
So I think for the moment, right now, what everyone else is doing is listening to Veryl's story. But Cuspid, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you hear Felix say, "Tell me about Belisama."
And that kind of breaks her out of the reverie that she's been in. And she says, Belisama is care. Belisama is healing and service and love. Belisama is the feeling that when you're wrapped in your mother's arms and nothing can hurt you. Belisama is playing with your friends on a summer day. Belisama is the light of the sun on your face. Belisama is everything good and comfort and protection from fear. I've run out of words.
Those were
But
some
there
good
is so
ones.
much more to say.
I can only imagine. Just as a brief meta note, is Belisama a lawful good deity?
Neutral good with like lots of both chaotic and lawful adherence.
So
So
this
she's not incompatible with
sure. So I guess
Mount
the
Celestia.
question would be, and I think this is something Cuspid would know:
Mhm.
is Belisama in Mount Celestia, or would she be in one of the
I
other
don't
outer
think.
planes?
First of all, Cuspid doesn't have proficiency in religion.
Well, I feel like
So
that I want to go ahead and say I feel like you would know this one.
okay. Um, for the purposes of the drama, I think I'm going to say yes.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. It's just part of what I wanted to establish.
Because otherwise, it's a little too easy to short circuit.
Yeah, no, I understand, and that's not what I was trying to do. I just
Yeah.
wanted to clarify.
No, oh, no, I get it. It just,
Yeah. Um. So Felix is just standing there, and I think that everyone had kind of forgotten about him a little bit. He was kind of keeping to himself on the way up here, but of course, Felix is a petitioner for Mount Celestia, which means that he was once mortal and died, but that he has been claimed by a deity. His soul has been welcomed to Mount Celestia, and is basically invited to a permanent afterlife there,
Mhm.
but chose first to find his father
Right.
and reconcile with him there. And they did in the gate town of
Mhm.
Cursed. But of
Mhm.
course, you know, he was stuck there, and the rest of you helped at his request, helped Felix to escape so that he could eventually travel to Mount Celestia where his reward is. So Felix just kind of looks through too and just says, I wasn't ready to go there yet because I was worried about my father. And I realized that even though I had died and I was as I am now, I still had that choice. I was not forced to go to Mount Celestia. I probably might have been happy there if I had been. It seems wonderful. But I wonder if I would have always had that doubt. And because I was able to find him, now I don't. I wasn't ready. And even though now I don't have that doubt that I did before, I'm still just recognizing that I don't have to go there. I think that's maybe one of the differences with the upper planes. If someone has been claimed by the abyss, I don't think they have much choice in the matter. But because it's supposed to be perfect there, I didn't feel like it would be perfect for me until I had found my father. If you were to step through that gate, what would you be hoping for? This isn't a trick question, I'm really asking.
To find out whether I was welcome.
Do you think that that is how you find out? You're still alive.
Yes. In a way.
Well,
I have died once, twice in fact.
yes, that is complicated. I'm not really sure how that works, but I guess I'm not trying to tell you what I think you should do. But I think that it's impossible to see the full picture of your own life while you're still in it. And even now, I don't necessarily have the full picture myself, except that I know that someone else has seen it and told me this is where I'm supposed to go. But even then, it was only when I was ready. I think that I would have had, if you had asked me if that's where I was going when I was alive, I wouldn't have known the answer. I tried to be good, but how can you ever know if you've been good enough? People do travel to Mount Celestia. That doesn't mean that's where they belong. I don't think that traveling there now while you're alive would answer that question for you either.
Well, maybe not just going there, but I didn't just step through. If I was sure about it, I would have just put the mosaic device down and walked in. I understand everything you said, and mostly already knew it. But it's right there. It's right there. I'll never be this close again. Probably.
Well,
Can I turn my back on this? And but can I go through? I I don't feel like I can do either. I'm stuck. And she looks back to the rest of the group, diminished as it is.
and I think Felix kind of like, um, looks you in the eye. I think for the most part, he's been just standing next to you as you both look through the gate. But he looks you in the eye and just says, "This gate is not the only way. To go to another location is not to turn your back on it. Your relationship with Belisama has been with you your whole life. It didn't require you to be standing here. And neither does walking away mean that it's not still with you."
Suppose you've got something of an authoritative perspective being dead.
Well, it's got to be good for something, right? I don't know the answer. It may be that walking through would be everything you hoped for. I just know that when my first time standing here came, I wasn't sure. And I'm glad that I didn't go in then.
Cuspid looks back at the rest of the group. How are you all reacting to this?
I think probably by now you might have noticed that Felix and Cuspid are still standing over there.
I think Kneecap is kind of at the bottom of the stairs, looking up at you expectantly. Maybe a little pleading.
I think Malleus is picking himself up off the floor where he glitched back in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think he'll walk back up and take the Mimir and say, "You'll have to tell me how you describe this place. I'm keeping notes."
I was honest.
Always a good policy.
How's Radius reacting to this?
Radius is kind of
Because Radius has got a completely different perspective than the rest of the group.
yes, because technically Radius has died once.
Well, yeah, but what I mean
Well,
is,
I mean,
know-
even beyond your current glitch, though. Yeah.
yeah, your experience of Excelsior has been different from everybody else's.
Yeah. Radius is he kind of is watching and he listens and then he's kind of like, honestly, I would truly love to know what you are experiencing now. For me, these are all kind of different shades of a larger thing. And they are different for everyone, although who's to say, me personally, I can't necessarily say you would be wrong for stepping through. But I think some adventures should wait for later because there's a lot more things to do here, a lot more people to help, a lot more mysteries to solve. The end of things is the ultimate answer. Mind you, we don't know what's on the other side of that, but we can take at least some hopeful guesses from the things we know and these feelings you have from seeing it and experiencing. But like you said, you've died twice. I have yet to die here.
Well, we all died to get us into our situation.
Yeah. Can't remember that one though. Nor can I remember the first one that got me like this. But I'm sure in due time, especially traveling like we are now, we'll find things. Like traveling with us got you here, right?
All right. Cuspid puts the device back into her pouch where she'd been carrying it and steps down the stairs. Thank you all.
And when you
I
get
think-
down to the stairs, Kneecap kind of motions you to kneel down,
Okay, she does.
and he whispers to you in the clearest speech you've ever heard.
Hmm.
I really want you to meet her. My sister. And stands back.
Okay. We'll see if we can make that happen. Sounds like we've got some people to find.
Yep.
Indeed, we do.
So I think if perhaps you look back for Felix, he's gone.
Mhm.
You go through?
None of you saw?
I'm gonna well, there's the guards there by the gate. I'll call up them. He go through?
Yes, he did.
They look like they give you an expression like they're being polite about it, but they think it's a little bit rude to ask.
He's used to that. It
So
drops.
in any case, this hound archon that had approached you has been watching all of this kind of patiently. And it's just kind of standing to the side waiting for you to be, finished. In the Zoom, we do, Jason, looks like you've got your hand raised. I don't know if you meant to have that, but
nope, I did not.
I figured it's fine either way. I just wanted to double check in case there was something. So I mean like the Zoom functionality. It says Jason Banks raised hand. You've got a little,
Little hand icon
yeah.
up by your window.
I think I can, So it's in the
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, so that's fine. It was just wanted to make sure there wasn't a thing that needed to be addressed. But in any case, yes. So he had, he was waiting to just make sure he's not interrupting.
Mhm.
So if it seems like he's not interrupting.
No, not interrupting.
Okay.
We're done. Existential crisis
Sure.
averted.
So, for the benefit of the player who wasn't here last time, and just for probably everybody's um, benefit, the issue that this individual has brought to you is that people have been going missing here in Excelsior, and his investigations led him to a tiefling named Sincerity, who has been seen near many of the places where people have gone missing, but it's purely circumstantial. His gut kind of tells him that there's something more to it, but they haven't really been able to put together any actual evidence that she's got anything to do with it. And so, what he's hoping is that good aligned adventurers, which you all seem to be, more or less, um, can help provide like an outside perspective, because he certainly doesn't want to hold someone who's actually innocent, but he also does not really have another lead for the investigation, and so he is offered to pay you if you can help. So that is where things land right now. So you can ask him anything you like. I think you would probably be having the conversation walking back down the stairs of the Godstrand Tower.
Mhm.
Cuspid is being very quiet.
Mhm.
Missing people didn't go through gate. I'm guessing.
No, they didn't go through the gate. They were seen going through various places. There are 5 missing individuals. Each of them were last seen at a different place.
Can you give us where they were last seen, and we can then go investigate those locations?
Certainly, there was a dragonborn named Adore who was last seen at her home. A gnome named Changle, last seen at an alley near the Godstrand Tower here. A human named Iruwabi, who was last seen at the Temple of the Sunweaver. A human named Wobiki, last seen at his home. And Yoi the Tiefling, last seen at the Forum, which is a bit of a garden, and that is, of course, the same garden where Sincerity was seen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we have Sincerity currently in our, our interrogation room, although she's been cooperating so far, but again, I don't think we have... She claims to not know anything about it, but we have nothing but circumstantial evidence. If she is innocent, I would like to release her, but my gut tells me there's more to it.
Mm-hmm.
Have they found any signs of the disappearance, or just they're not returning?
They just go missing. We haven't found any other clues at those sites.
Okay.
Where was the latest disappearance?
That was the tiefling, Yoi, at the Forum Garden.
Are they all in the same general area? Like the Temple of the Sunweaver, the Forum Garden, this, the homes of these other people, are they in the same general vicinity, or are they spread out across the city?
They're rather spread out. Does not seem to be an obvious pattern that we've seen so far.
Okay.
Those of you with proficiency in Arcana can go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please and thank you.
Sure.
How about a 25?
Whoa!
A 25 is pretty good.
I'm not even gonna bother rolling.
So the thing that you kind of pick up on with your Arcana is that in hearing that the missing people are dragonborn, a gnome, 2 humans, and a tiefling, you notice those are all mortal creatures. None of them would be native to any of the outer planes. They would have all been from here, or at least from, some non-outer plane. As opposed to like a celestial creature or, an individual that might be from Mount Celestia or some other outer plane. So
Right.
they're all mortals that are not native to an outer plane.
Because I'll be honest, Medley is thinking, well, maybe there's a wandering portal
Perhaps.
And
that they all got. That's what I was thinking. Well, is it all contained in one area? But if it's spread across the city, that seems less likely, but still possible.
Well, we could investigate the area. We could
Yeah.
go through the most recent and see if we can find something there.
Yeah, let's see about the Forum Garden.
yeah, something that I don't think Kneecap would really know to ask is like, is there any commonality between the people? Like,
Yeah.
not it's not location.
Not that we have noticed. All of these are reasonable questions, but I'll also just say that I'm enlisting your help because we have not been able to put together these sorts of patterns. If we had, I would have mentioned them
Yeah.
already.
Okay.
But it's not a bad question to ask, but I do not have an answer for you. If there is a connection, we have not found it. I can also allow you access to speak with Sincerity if you wished. We also have not searched her home. But
Okay.
I can guide you to any of the sites where the individuals were last seen, or to either of the other locations.
Um,
Why don't we take them in order of in order of how close they are?
okay.
I think it's worthwhile to visit all of the locations, including their home,
Mhm.
and we can, and it'd be most efficient to
Okay.
start with the whatever's closest.
Well, if I'm gonna roll a die, but then because there's not a map that tells you which one is closest. So are you wanting to have the list include the full 7 locations? There's the 5 of, one of each of the, missing
Mhm.
people, and then the station where Sincerity is, and then Sincerity's home. Okay.
Yes, though I think
Yeah.
the sincerity themselves would be last.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
All right.
Well, that makes the dice roll easier.
Yeah. All right. So does someone want to roll a d6 then?
I will.
Okay. Well, that's actually going to be Sincerity's home then, because there's, it's there's
Okay.
the first 5 missing persons, and then Sincerity's home on that list. So, so as a matter of action, well, you know what? It's like, so in the fiction, one of them was an alley near the tower that you're actually in. So probably in fiction that would be the closest, but the die roll was just for Sincerity's
I
home.
mean,
So, I mean.
It could be that the base of the building is really wide and
No, it's so look. Listen,
okay.
you all tell me where you want to go. The die roll said Sincerity's home, but I guess technically speaking, because you said what you wanted to base it on something that there is no information on. So that's what I'm saying. So tell me, did you want to technically follow the fiction and say that the nearest one is this
I think
alley?
we should
Yeah, let's
follow the fiction.
follow the fiction.
Okay. So there's, I think Veril leads you down to this alley. As you exit the Godstrand Tower, you're moving around past that initial bridge that takes you to it and into the district where it's a little bit more traditional buildings, although certainly everything is very beautiful and clean and nice architecture. And takes you to an alley which is certainly not. This is seedy only by Excelsior standards, in the sense that it's a little bit removed. It's not as visible from the main streets. There's not a lot of. It does seem like the sort of place that if you were looking for somewhere where not a lot of people would see what was happening there, you might pick an alley like this. And Veril just says, "This is where the gnome Changle went. His friends, as they were separating after a dinner out, they said that he went down this angle, this alley, which would have been on his way home. But his family says he never made it home."
Okay.
And Kneecap is going to just go full like hunting dog, just look and just look for tracks and any sign of people.
Okay. All right. Well, so here's the problem. It's a city. There's lots of signs of people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sign of at least like gnome-sized footprints.
All
I
right.
mean,
It's pavement. It's pavement. You can make a survival check. I'm just saying that it's gonna be
high
like, it's high to find anything that's going to be like useful.
Okay. 22.
Okay, you don't find anything.
Okay.
Or rather, what you find is too many things. Is the problem? Is this is an alley that people walk through in a busy city.
Okay.
There are lots of footprints, and you are not able to distinguish any of them as, this is clearly useful or relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see him go, like almost come within an inch of bumping into walls, just following different paths.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
It's again, this alley has already been searched by all the other investigators as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I would like to use my planar wanderer ability of portal sense,
okay,
where it says, as an action, you can detect the location of any portals within 30 feet of you that aren't behind total cover.
okay. You do not detect any portals within 30 feet of you
Okay.
that aren't under total cover.
All right.
All right.
You all see Radius pull out his spell book, and he opens it up, and his spell book's face appears, and he casts Detect Magic.
Okay. Yes, I will help you search for any magic that might be in the area. And so you are detecting magic, and you are not finding anything unexpected. And Veril says, I am certainly willing to accompany you to any of these sites, but I'll say that we searched them for clues already with our team, and I'm not saying that you might not be able to find something we didn't. It is why I asked for help after all. But if there were anything obvious, we would have found it already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quickly, looking, what's the word I'm looking for? Xing out the obvious is
Certainly,
always a good practice.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to dissuade you from your investigation, only just to provide whatever context I think would be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Were they going? Where was the gnome going or coming back from?
He had been out to dinner with friends and was returning home, and his friends saw him use this alley, intending to travel home. It is in the direction of his home, but his family says he never arrived.
Okay.
So it
So
is
it
the
might
last
not have
place he
been-
was seen.
Okay. So it might not have been here that he disappeared, but somewhere else further along.
Correct. It's only just the last place we have information about.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Kneecap would like to just look around, take note of like I imagine like God's Train is something you can see from anywhere in the city.
Well, I mean, unless it's literally obstructed by a nearer building.
Yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, take note of position of that and
Mm-hmm.
try and
All right.
get an idea of the buildings around,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
just in case there's a pattern.
Okay.
Too too much. Too much people through here.
I think that Veril will suggest to all of you, if you're having trouble finding clues in a location that we have already searched for clues and not found any in,
Mm-hmm.
I might suggest that the places that we have not searched yet are more likely to be fruitful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. That is certainly true. We can always come back to this place later if we need to.
Yeah.
Yes, again, if you all wanted to, if we could clock wipe to indicate that you had already been to the other locations and not found clues there, rather than have you stand around trying to think what role is going to generate the clue that you have not found.
I will agree to that miscellaneous reference to a clock wipe that does not exist.
Yes, well, Veril has the vague awareness of the TV show of this adventure. The what I guess I'll just go ahead and say here is that yeah, you could search all of these locations, and again, they have searched these locations already.
Yeah.
So it will probably, you would be less stumped if you went to places where he had specifically said that they either haven't been to yet, or you could talk to Sincerity. So
Okay. Um.
Did he say that that they did or did not search her home?
they did not. So
Okay.
let me be clear.
Yeah.
There's a line here in the adventure that says none of the missing individuals had known rivals or left behind evidence.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Well, we can go check out our house.
so I could have more quickly said, here are the two places that you can continue the adventure in. It is
Okay.
speaking with Sincerity or searching Sincerity's home.
Search her house.
Okay. All right. If that's what you think. Yes. So Veril is guiding you there, and as you're on your way, another one of these lantern archons floats up. This is like what you saw when you first arrived in Excelsior. It's this sort of floating metal face with wings and fire and everything, and it just says, Investigator Veril, you are needed back at the station for some administrative tasks. And Veril says, okay, well, here, I can ask all of you to try to be as discreet as you can, but you are not violating any laws. You are given my directive to investigate her place. And he gives you the address. It's not far.
Okay.
Key? House key?
I don't have it on me. I
Okay.
think you are enterprising individuals. You can figure it out. Trying to do as little damage as you can.
Yeah, I figure, it's not bad to ask for that if they have it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
As Veril is escorted away, you are easily able to find the address. It turns out that in this beautiful city of Excelsior, they've got a very sensible system of addresses and clearly displayed, easy to read street signs, and it's actually easy to navigate.
Wonder of wonders.
A lawful arrangement.
uh,
Well, that they even have healthcare and public transportation.
The signs all look pretty, and they're all names like, Rainbow Way and Starlight Terrace. Anyway, so yes, you are you find yourself directed to a tower of comfortable apartments, and you know which unit to go to, and you find as you are on your way up though that you've got some neighbors being looky-loos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gonna take, be like, try and, make sure I see everyone that's peeking.
So yeah, I mean, there's just several neighbors who are just like, who are these people? What's going on? You're just walking by, like they're just watching.
Yep.
It's not like there's three. I'm saying there's a bunch.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not great at charisma. Or maybe fortunately, I don't know how to react to these people.
I'm
trying
not
to stick
asking you
around
to
for my-
react. I'm just telling you that
Yeah.
they're there.
Yep.
Yeah, mostly it's like Kneecap is thinking, watch other people. See if other people might
Okay.
be involved.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, so are you? What are you looking for, Kneecap?
I guess like, do any of them seem particularly worried that strangers are coming?
Well, make an insight check.
Okay. 7.
Okay. Yeah.
Lots
It's
of
a bunch of
people.
nosy neighbors for all you know.
Probably distracted by something shiny along the way.
Hmm. Um, or also maybe just an element of like these people are not the sort of people you're used to interacting with. It's hard
Yeah.
to know what would look they would look like if they're nervous.
Hmm.
In any case, though, you're all able to find their way to the front door of her home without difficulty.
Thieves'
Uh,
tools.
Kneecap's gonna try the handle just
It
in
is
case.
locked, yeah.
Yeah,
But thieves' tools, go ahead and make
Thieves'
your
tools.
thieves' tools check.
I think that's a dexterity check with
Yes, it would be
proficiency.
dexterity with proficiency if you have proficiency in thieves' tools. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna do the dex check and then add the 3 for proficiency.
Sure.
All right. So that is
A 12,
12.
looks like. Um, yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, you're having a little trouble here. It's you know you're working at it, but it's not clicking in there right away. It seems like it's kind of a well-made lock. It's not as sort of wobbly as you would hope for this purpose.
Uh-huh.
So I think, you know, the more that you are all sort of clustered there around her door, obviously picking her lock and not successful at it so far, I think you're getting a little more attention. People are starting to gather in little clumps of gossip
Uh-huh.
as they all watch you do this.
Mhm.
As expected.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Do I have something?
Knock.
And I don't know.
I mean, you didn't roll so low that you broke it or anything like that. You can try again, but it's just been obvious that this is what you're doing and that it wasn't going well.
Right. Yeah, I am going to try again.
All right.
Guidance.
Yeah.
I think
I-
Radius taps you on the
Oh,
shoulder.
that's work.
Okay.
Roll
That's
it
a
before.
10. I'm gonna add a flash of genius to that to make it a 15.
Okay. So I think then a 15. I think. Well, go ahead. You can roll for guidance as well, just to know what it was. Since
Guidance is a D4.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate
Hmm.
all the help. That was an extra 2.
Yeah.
That would be
So
17.
in any case, I think it is perhaps with the guidance, perhaps with your flash of genius, but you know you're struggling with it until you realize, it's just got okay, it's just got one of those, Dunk. And it's open
Okay.
for you.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. So you are easily able to open the door now. Inside, you find a cozy but simple living space with a kitchen and a bedroom. And just looking around, like it's cozy. It's lived in. She doesn't seem to have anything terribly fancy or valuable, at least where you can see it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Houseplants.
There is a terrace, and out on the terrace is a bunch of blooming lilacs. And you can also see that there is a little cage that holds 8 sunflies, which I can reshare that little handout of what sunflies look like if people would like. But it's these cute. Oh, you know what? Maybe I hadn't shown that.
Aw.
But handout
Yeah.
sunfly.
Oh yeah.
So it's these
All
little,
right, please
they're
go.
little insects with kind of smiley little faces and furry little multicolored bodies that glow. She has a little cage with 8 of them in it amongst the lilacs, also on the
Okay.
terrace.
Yeah.
And it's just got a
Yeah.
little simple little hook on the door.
Okay. I'm gonna water the plants and feed
Okay.
the sunflies whatever they make sure the sunflies have water and whatever they eat.
Okay.
Does she have like a desk or some sort of like with papers or anything that she might be going through or scrolls?
There doesn't seem to be anything obvious like that. There's not like a lot. There's a bookshelf with a couple of books on it that just seem to be they have labels as from the Excelsior library. Um, the yeah, the sunflies seem well cared for. They look healthy to your and like they in fact actually they kind of like sort of like bumble around inside the cage, like greeting you as you sort of approach. And it seems like they've got food and water in there.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure they'd be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I let's see. Are the would I be able to tell if any of the spots where disappearances happened were visible from the terrace?
Make an investigation check.
Okay, this could be fun.
Mm.
11.
Okay. It's hard to tell. The layout here, like it is up on kind of an upper level. It's it's actually you're on a floor where this terrace is like 150 feet up.
Hmm.
But yeah, so it, you didn't really. I think you don't see any obvious um, line of sight to those places.
I
Certainly, you are far away from a couple of them in terms of like the city. Like several of them would be like on the other side of the building.
okay.
But yeah, so I think Malleus, as you're looking at the sunflies, they seem really friendly, and they keep like bumping up against the side of the cage where you are and holding up their little front legs like they want to hug.
Well, I will hug the cage and say, "Your person will be back soon. Hang in there."
Hey,
I,
the cage is not sufficient. Get a hug the creature.
Well, I don't want to let them out and have them like rolling all over the place. Um,
I,
so
uh, well, when you say that, Nika will look over, and then go over and say, "Hi, you love me?"
Are
I
the
have
oh,
to
you
speak
have
with
you
small
can
beasts,
speak with small beasts, right?
which
Technically, these are
some level,
celestials.
yeah. But
So yeah, I think
last time you said there was some level of communication.
yeah, okay, that's right. So I think um um I think they can you get kind of like just little sort of like scattered thoughts like hello, 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 give us a thing, give us a thing.
Nika was gonna open the door a little bit, hold out his finger.
Okay. They all kind of are clumping around, like trying to get to where your finger is, but the closest one just kind of like it stands there right next to it, and with its front legs, it like just sort of like grabs onto the end of your finger and kind of tugs it a little bit.
Okay, uh, he'll, uh, put, he'll put more of his hand in there.
Okay. They're all trying to just grab little bits of your hand and just sort of tug at it. They're not strong, right? They're little tiny
Yeah,
things, so they can't really
and,
seem to do anything to your hand. But they're all trying to like, they're trying to just grab onto like whatever they have sort of access to, and they keep trying to like they're
well,
trying to hold it.
he'll turn his palm up so they can sit in his hand if they want.
Okay. They don't seem like they're trying to like have a spot to sit so much as they're just trying to like hold whatever's being offered to them.
Hmm. I'm gonna reach over to where they got their food and basically like try and feed some to them
Okay.
directly.
Sure. So like they have, I think something. It's probably like little seeds, like bird seed or
Yeah.
something like that.
Mhm.
And when you put a little bit of that like in your palm, they just sort of like bend over and just eat it directly. They don't pick it up in that
I
same
mean,
way.
they've got to be sunflower seeds.
Oh no, there you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
and I'll just kind of reach my other hand in and give them little scritches.
Sure. They like it. They nuzzle up to it.
Mm.
Hmm. Did you guys leave the front door open, or did you close it behind you when you came in?
I think we closed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the perceptive amongst you hear that the gossiping folks have definitely moved right to the outside of the door now. You would not be surprised if someone was actually like listening at the door to see if they could hear what you're doing.
I would be surprised if it was less than 5 people.
There might not be room for 5 people to all have their ear against the door.
Depends on how tall they are.
Hmm.
I think, we don't have line of sight on the sites. We don't have she didn't have any incriminating books. The flowers and the sunflies are okay.
Hmm.
I guess we just maybe her bedroom.
Yeah, gonna
Hmm.
kind of scoot the sunflies off his hand and close it
Okay. Yep.
and
Yeah.
say, "Hi."
All right. They're all still just holding up. Give us a thing. Give us a thing.
And I'll I'll look back. I'll look back as I'm walking in. They're cute,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and then go. Yeah, probably go to the bedroom and then try and look for it. Look for hiding spots.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. So, who's someone should roll investigation.
Yeah, perhaps
I
it'd
will.
be better if
Hmm.
Malleus or Radius were to lead that.
I can do it. Or no,
Okay.
Radius. Do you
Hold
want to
on.
do it
Wait.
with assistance?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
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 I'll,
Okay.
Yeah. We're all poking about and being nosy.
I think
Well-
ideally we want whoever's assisting to also have proficiency in theory, but we've got an 11, so I don't know if we have someone else assisting. I don't know if
I
anyone else has proficiency in investigation.
I don't.
I don't. I just have a high score in it.
No,
Yeah,
that's
well,
fine.
I mean that counts, I guess.
No, that's
Yeah.
fine. I can use my lineage thing. Let's see. Come on. There we go. 16. Make it a total 16.
Okay. I think that you're like you are you are finding the apartment of boring sounds so derogatory. Uh, but just perhaps she just seems to live a very simple life. Like
Right.
like you would doubt that there is anything in this whole apartment worth more than 5 silver pieces. She's got very simple clothing. They're all of the church lady variety. Um, she's got like flowers outside, and the sunflies. The library books. Simple. Dishware. She seems to live a very non-fancy life, and you do not find anything uh, strange or unexpected, or nor do you find any like secret compartments or anything like that.
So why her? What about this feels so mundane to be held captive for the disappearance of people.
Yeah.
Well, so what?
Is it suspicious that there's nothing suspicious here?
Well, what Veril had said is the reason that she was originally brought in for questioning is that she was seen walking into the garden where the other missing person was shortly before they went missing. So she was in the area when the disappearance happened.
Okay, just for that one.
Well, I mean, that's the one that
That they saw.
they saw.
Yeah.
They don't know that she wasn't at the others, but But
Okay.
she was so it's purely circumstantial is what he's saying, but that
Mhm.
she was sort of like suspiciously right there in the area when it must have happened.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, does she have a shrine or any holy symbol, like deity
Um,
symbol?
no, she does not seem to have any specific
Okay,
objects of worship or anything like that.
okay.
Okay.
I mean, in this city, you could probably there, you could probably you know, spit and hit a temple
There's a
somewhere.
lot of temples, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is almost strange how not strange this apartment is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cuspid, what do you think?
Muted.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking about something else. Uh, I'm sorry I'm not more useful to this investigation,
Oh
but
no,
this is
don't.
really
Hey,
not
I'm
my strength.
Hmm.
not really my strength either, but hey, we're gonna give it a shot. I'm not seeing anything that indicates that she would be involved.
I mean, unless she's like been really careful.
I
And
mean,
there's a second location, but I think probably
I mean, we can assume like there's no blood, there's no scuffles, there's no fights.
Mhm.
So one of that leaves one of two things. Um, persuasion or magic.
Mhm.
She doesn't look like she's any kind of practitioner of magic.
well, what if they're like us? Or
See, that's been on my mind this whole time is there's weird things going on.
right.
Maybe this is related, but and just but if it's just random, then is there anything for us to investigate?
Well, if we could find something that we could potentially think of as a trigger, we could try to use one of us as bait for whatever is taking people. Um, was there a commonality in like time of disappearance? Was it like late or is it just random times as well?
It it seems like it was not consistent in that regard.
I mean, it's not part of my skill set, but
Mhm.
it seems that, one of the things you could do is release her and then have
Yeah.
sneaky folks
Yeah.
follow her
Um,
around.
you do still hear all of the gossipy neighbors out there.
Yeah, Kneecap's gonna uh, crack open the door and look out at all the people there.
Mm-hmm. There's an incredibly awkward moment where they have obviously been like listening and gossiping at the door, but then they briefly for a moment attempt to make it seem as though the fact that they're all standing right there is a coincidence somehow.
Right. Um,
I,
I'll go out.
I just like to say, like, what you know about sincerity.
Oh, well, I mean, sincerity is, she seems very nice. She mostly keeps to herself, but, the fact that she's got adventurers picking her lock and that there were investigators coming around, we can't help but wonder what could be going on. I mean, she seems so, demure and just, kind but quiet.
Everyone, that seems to be the case. Radius will come out and through the door and with the people outside. Um, but we're looking. Have you have any of you seen anyone come visit her other than us or the investigators in recent weeks?
No, I don't think I have seen her she really doesn't have, like, she goes out, but I've not ever seen her have someone come to visit her here.
When does she go out? Usually at the same time, maybe just for errands or groceries or.
Oh, I mean, at all times, she seems like she has a busy schedule. I believe, and then one of the other neighbors is like, she says she has some sort of a charitable work that she does. I don't remember the details.
Oh, and Ray just gotta perk up with this. Oh, you don't. Oh, so she does charitable work. Now, is this? Do you know what it is? Is it with children? Is it with?
Well, I did just say that I don't remember the details. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
And in any case, I haven't seen her do it. I just, I ran into her once as she was leaving, and she said that she was off for errands for one of her charitable projects.
Hmm. Well, looks like we'll need to go ask her about this, guys.
Yep, I think so. And Malleus will lock the door
Are her
on
sunflies
our
doing
way out.
okay?
Yes, we
Sunflies.
watered her plants and we checked on her sunflies. They have food and water,
Oh,
so they
good.
should be good for a while.
Well, I
And
was.
hopefully she'll be home soon.
They are such cute little things. I love when they come and visit me at my window, or we see them flying around. It's always just so adorable.
Yes. Let's.
All right.
She
Do
lets
we
off
know what
cage.
they eat?
Oh, sorry. I've got two questions at once there.
She
Uh,
lets off cage.
oh yes, I mean we see them. I believe they stay in the cage for sleeping, but she lets them fly around all over the place.
Hmm. You already locked the door, didn't you?
Nah, you don't have to have locked the door. If
Right.
you, I mean, you just
Well,
like.
I locked the door. I have not closed it yet.
Wait,
Oh, okay. Yeah, Kneecap is gonna rush in and just kind of open the door
Okay.
because they
so
they
so
obviously
Mhm.
know to come back if they.
Well, so yes, as you open the door, they do kind of all sort of genially like hop out, and they're like crawling all over the little table where the cage is sitting, and many of them are holding up their little front legs in the little hug pose.
um so do you think if she was taken into custody, do you think she put them up or do you think they did?
Well, I mean, I'm sure I don't know.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ask her. I
Oh,
meant
oh, you're
Right,
asking each other. Okay, yeah, sure,
yeah,
yeah. Mhm.
because if she didn't do it and the investigators didn't do it, someone was here and did it.
So you did get information that she volunteered to come in to answer questions. She
Ah.
wasn't arrested per se.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
I think I. Do there look like there's any like toys or baubles or anything like they might play with?
You don't see anything obvious, but there, like there's, I'm sure you could find like there's a, um, I'm just trying to think what other like little things, there's little gardening tools nearby. And bear in mind, these things are like softball sized, not like ladybug size. And so they are, there's little. I think you see, like a teacup on a saucer,
I'll
and
I'll take a teacup and set it down,
okay.
like kind of tilt
Yeah.
it over a little bit so they can.
As you do that, the one of the sunflies kind of grabs the teacup around the handle, and then like lifts off with it, buzzing away, and then starts flying away off the terrace.
well,
That's interesting.
And it's just it's flying off somewhere, carrying the teacup with it.
oh,
All of the others are now hopping around, going.
Uh,
let's. You know
gonna
what?
go ahead and give the saucer to one of them.
All right.
Put
Yeah.
saucer there.
Like that one's a little bit harder for it to hold, so it's a little awkward, and it's having to go a little bit slower because it's not just such an easy shape, but it's basically doing the same thing, and it seems to be flying off in the same direction.
Well,
I think Kneecap's gonna rush out and try and follow them.
Well, so okay,
Or-
the
or at
challenge
least-
here is that you are on a terrace that's 150 feet up. So I'm not telling you you can't do that. I'm just saying that tell me how you are trying to keep up with them, given that it's
I cast fly on Kneecap.
okay. There you go.
Okay.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Kneecap will just go ahead and if with that he'll just fly and
All right.
follow.
So, we will catch up with that in just a moment. I want to know
Okay.
what the rest of you are doing now that you watch Kneecap flying off after these
Well,
sunflies.
um,
Not going terribly fast because they're not super fast either, but certainly able to follow them in a way that none of the rest of you can at the moment.
All right, well, I guess we'll have to go back, go outside and try to follow them from
Mhm.
the ground.
This is entirely
I
expected.
imagine Kneecap would be a lot easier to follow than
Hmm.
Yeah.
flies.
All right. The life of an adventurer, am I right?
What I guess I want to know from the rest of you is, or rather, so Kneecap is following where the sunflies are going.
Right.
What are the rest of you doing in terms of trying to either keep up or maintain communication in any way? Like, are you trying to, well, like, what are you just hoping that Kneecap will eventually make their way back to you?
No, I will follow them if they want to go talk to the lady about her charitable work.
Yeah, if you want me and Cuspid to go talk to Sincerity, and you can follow Kneecap.
Yeah, and I promise I won't burn anything down.
As expected from the life of an adventurer.
Okay.
We'll try our best. You want to meet at the place?
Yes, we will.
Okay.
We'll meet back where I will meet you where they are holding her, or where we met.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, so how about this? You were told where the station is, where they're holding her,
Yeah.
so that's a reasonable rendezvous point.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
So for the moment, Kneecap, you are following the sunfly and finding that it seems to be headed, like towards like the edge of town. Like it's on its way somewhere. The two of them are both flying in the same direction. They don't appear to just be buzzing around like an insect. They're going someplace. So Radius, what are you doing? How are you going to follow Kneecap who's flying, and like once you go down to the ground level, how are you following?
Just trying to keep him in sight so I can follow them through the city. If I have to, I will Misty step around if I have to get through some, dead ends and whatnot. But that's kind of what I'm going to try to do. It's kind of like if you lost, like if you've ever lost a kite
Mm-hmm.
and you're like watching, you're like trying to watch it as
Yeah.
you're going.
Yeah, I remember
so-
how easy that was.
Yeah.
Right. It's not.
So here's the thing: is that I think this is probably a survival check, and I'm not sure it's terribly easy.
Okay.
So, but I'll give you a shot
fine.
here.
That's fine. Guidance. That's fine. I've got guidance and I've also got my lineage thing.
Okay.
Let's do this. Oh, there we go.
Well,
And
So that's a 15 to start.
yep. And 18.
Okay. All right.
Uh
Were you doing the lineage thing as well?
yes. Ha! Make it an even 20.
Okay. Yeah, I think with a 20 you are able to follow. It's a little touch and go at first, just getting down to the ground floor and trying to find like, okay, well, they went that way, so trying to like get to where you can catch a glimpse of them, and then eventually you do see Kneecap up in the air, trailing a couple of just little pinpricks of light from this distance. But fortunately for you, they're not going super fast. So you have to be pretty hurried on the ground, but you are able to keep up. And I think that you're able to follow. And so you both find then that gradually the sunflies are leading you outside of town, and you do have to, you Radius have to go kind of a long way around at a certain point to cross a bridge,
Yeah.
to get out of the city limits here. Kneecap doesn't have that problem because of flying, but fortunately, it is not as hard to track them at this point because you're free from where there are other tall buildings and such. And so gradually, these sunflies lead you, Kneecap, and you're going to arrive only shortly before Radius does. And you watch as the sunflies approach. You see about a mile outside of town, you find an enclosed wagon sitting in a soggy dell outside of Excelsior. It appears to be made more of mold and moss than timbers. Instead of wheels, the wagon rests atop what appears to be 6 giant rolled up pill bugs. A rickety door stands at its rear, and it has. Hang on. So it has a little sort of a tub that is sitting on one end of this wagon, and the 2 sunflies approach that little tub, which is maybe 18 inches by 18 inches or so, and they deposit the teacup and then the saucer in the tub, and then fly away, seeming like they're going back to the city.
Well, Kneecap's gonna definitely land next to the cart.
Yeah. So I think you can see that Radius is probably hurrying to catch up.
Yeah. Actually, how you said there's the tub at one end of the cart and enclosure on the other.
Well, the
Or
wagon is
on the
closed. It is an enclosed wagon. There's a tub sitting on one end of it outside.
Okay.
And when I say tub, I just mean like a container. It's not like a bathtub.
Storage tub.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually, Kneecap's gonna go ahead and land on top of it and try and be somewhat quiet.
Okay, well, make a stealth check.
Okay. 8.
So what you find is that although it apparently wasn't triggered by the very light teacup and saucer, as soon as you place any weight on the little platform where the tub is, you hear inside the wagon a little bell going ding-a-ling-ling-ling. And it doesn't feel like it took very much weight to do that. More than the teacup or saucer was, but not much more. And so I think just as you are running up Radius, you see the door slams open, and kind of this crusty old human dressed in like pretty worn clothes, like holes in the elbow, classic hobo garb basically here, and kind of wild hair, bags under the eyes, kind of slams open the door and just says, looks up around and sees you, Kneecap, sees you approaching Radius, and just says, Hey, what are you doing up there? Get away from that. What do you want? Go away.
I'll kind of go over to kind of hover in front of him and say, actually, I'll hover in front of him being upside down and say, no tingle, you know?
What the hell are you talking about? What? What?
Radius will come up slightly out of breath and be like, are you friends with, and I will say
Sincerity.
Sincerity.
Yeah.
Sorry, hang on. I'm just. So, you're saying, are you friends with Sincerity?
Yes.
Okay. Let me. You have. He says, "No, I don't. What? I don't know. What are you talking? Who? What? What are you talking about? What do you want? What do you want? Go away."
Okay. Radiant's like, I just jogged a mile to follow my flying friend here, who was following small little celestial fly beings that brought you a teacup and a plate.
What do I
That
want a
were
teacup and a plate for?
I don't know if they brought it to you, but
What? Am I in
since
charge of sunflies now?
no, but sincerity is in a bit of a spot, and we're trying to help her. I'm definitely lying, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and make a deception check.
15.
Okay. 15. You said.
Yes.
Um, this guy's eyes narrow, and he just says, "Look, I got nothing to say to either of you. Get off of my property and leave me alone." And he takes the teacup and the saucer, throws them on the ground to shatter them, goes back in the wagon and slams the door.
Hmm.
Radius looks at his spell. He opens the spell book and he's like, "You got any ideas to get a crotchety old man to stop being crotchety?"
Well, there are such things as calm emotions can sometimes incline a hostile creature to become merely indifferent, or something in the charm enchantment school, perhaps. Then, of course, there's always the traditional intimidation route.
Yeah. I was trying. I told them I wouldn't. I was trying. I was trying to be
Well,
less.
technically, you're not in the city anymore.
That is true.
Yeah, we've got the two absolutely most ethical people on this case.
And that is why we are going to talk to Sincerity.
I think Kneecap is gonna. Well, could I make a minor illusion kind of clip through clip through the wall of the cart?
I don't know that. Like, you're trying to make it seem like his bell is ringing again. Is that what you're
Well,
going
I'm
for?
thinking more like make a ghastly face appearance. Like
Oh,
kind
no, I don't think you can create a visible illusion somewhere where you can't see it.
of okay.
I will. Radius will kind of not yell, but speak loud enough to let him hear. Look, I get it. One of us showed up flying upside down. I'm kind of, and I look weird. But seriously, sincerity is being questioned about something we don't necessarily think she's involved in. And we really could use your help or any information about sincerity that you have to best help her.
Through the door, he just says, "I don't know who you're talking about. Go away." I mean, it's entirely fair to assume that he is maybe not being 100% forthright with you.
Right.
You do have some evidence to suggest it, but you also, I mean, you can make an insight check if you like, but I think you can also perhaps assume that no matter how he seems to be portraying himself, he's connected somehow.
Right.
How long did the trip out here take?
I mean, it was about a mile outside of town.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, it was, maybe,
15-minute walk.
yeah, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, because fly only lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look. Oh.
I think
I'm trying to.
Yeah, so I think the fly probably has worn off now.
yeah.
He's like,
So Kneecap landed when he realized it was going down.
Mm-hmm.
He'll land on top of the roof, probably set off the bell again,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think
and
there's some
start,
banging on the ceiling. He's like, "Get off of there!"
and start hopping up and down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
look, we will
I
leave
enjoy
you.
it,
Radius is like, look, we will absolutely leave you alone to whatever it is you're doing out here. But if you ever want to see sincerity again, please help us. Just do you at least know what charitable work she does?
I think the door slams open and says, "Do you know who I am?"
Not at all.
Good. Slams the door again.
Fine.
I love this
Bounce,
guy.
bounce,
I love this guy
bounce,
so much.
bounce, bounce.
Well, I tried the carrot. I really did. I really, really did.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I've only got 2 of those, but I got 3 of those. Oh wait, no. Yeah.
Are you gonna set his card on fire?
Not at all. Summon construct.
Okay.
And I would do the metal one.
Okay, so tell us what this looks like.
You see him open his spell book and the pages flutter, and you hear the book saying, "Oh no, I think he's gotten a little aggravated." Only a little, he says, as he then summons this weird monstrosity from out of like nothing. It seems like there's a spot on the ground that seems to warm up, and then there's a clink, clink as this metallic bipedal thing steps out, and it's radiating heat.
Mm-hmm.
Look, old man, honestly, I don't want to be out here. I just want to get this done. I have much better things to do than argue with you. So please just tell us what's going on, or I'm going to send this monstrosity in there to get you, and we will take you to the constabulary with us.
Go ahead. Let's see. I think that you see a little panel open towards the front, and you realize there's some what look like reins for the little pill bugs that are the wheels effectively of this cart, and
Yeah.
with the little thing open, it's like a yeah, and the bugs stand up and the wagon starts like moving away. Make a dexterity save, Kneecap, as you're standing up onto the top, jumping around.
9.
Yeah. So I think you tumble off the back. It's not far, so you don't take
Yeah.
any damage. But I think you land on your butt as the wagon is starting to like move away.
Is it going away? Is it going like almost like running, trying to run over me or the construct?
No,
or away?
right now it seems to be just like they're just trying to get away from you.
Okay.
You're harassing them.
Well, I will then. Is that concentration? Please tell me it's not concentration. Yes. Okay, good. Since it's not concentration,
Okay.
is he on the outside, or can I at least
No,
see
he
where
is inside. He's using reins through a little wooden like window with a shutter on it.
Is it okay? Is it at least big enough to where I can see him?
I mean, you could go around to where that little door is. Like it's got just this like little,
Right.
So there is an opening there that you could go and look directly through.
Okay.
You would have to kind of climb up onto the wagon, but I don't think that's terribly difficult.
Oh, okay.
I think regardless, Kneecap is pursuing.
Sure.
Right.
It's not going terribly fast.
Okay.
It's more just that it's just kind of like he keeps
Okay.
telling you to go away, and you're bothering him. He's leaving.
Right. I'll tell the construct block his exit.
Okay. So yeah, the bugs sort of rear up and it jostles, and you hear it's like, "You're getting on my last nerve, you two."
So then do you honestly think those bugs came here of their own volition because randomly they wanted to bring you these things? Like, I will gladly let you go back to whatever existence you have. Just tell us, what is your connection with sincerity?
I'll tell you that you should roll initiative. But actually, though, before we do that, you know that is what's going to happen next. But that's a good opportunity to go ahead and cut over to the other crew that has gone to talk to Sincerity.
I tried. I tried the carrot. I did.
Um, in any case, so the rest of you, Cuspid and Malleus, who have gone to this station, they are expecting you. And so you are shown to the meeting room where Sincerity is being questioned. In this clean but stark and undecorated room converse two figures in comfortable chairs. One is a different Hound Archon with long straight hair and features kind of like a terrier. The other is a venerable tiefling with gray braids and tiny horns, dressed very much like the other clothes you saw in her closet, who smiles and nods as you enter. The Hound Archon stands up and just says, "Good evening. I'm Rome. I was told that you might be coming to assist with our investigation. I will allow you to speak with her. She seems very cooperative at this time. I guess Beryl wants you to talk to her too. So okay, be my guest."
Awesome.
That's interesting in coincidence.
And so the tiefling woman, presumably Sincerity, just kind of just smiles and gives you a
Yep.
gives you
Hi.
a shrug.
I'm Malleus. This is my friend Cuspid.
Hello, dears.
All right, and we are adventurers. The Archons asked us to help with the investigation of the disappearing people.
Well, good. I hope you get to the bottom of it.
So do we all. But right now we're just really confused.
Well, I must confess, I'm a bit confused myself. I mean, I apparently happened to be in the same place where one of these poor souls went missing, and I, of course, would love to help as much as I can, but I simply
More
just...
than one. More than
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So-
Well, no, I think the last one was the one in the Forum Garden was the one that she was there with.
Well, yeah, so that's when they decided to bring her in. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
But she's been.
Well,
if it was
so-
just that, then that wouldn't have been a whole lot of point. But she's been.
Well, so they were hoping that she would have more information, and so basically what Veril told you is, it seems like it's just a coincidental or possible circumstantial evidence, but A, they have no other leads, and B, something tells him that she's connected somehow. It's just like instinct. But again, he's not going to hold her when there's no
Above the table, what was the name of the insects we found at her home?
sunflies.
Sunflies.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And question, so just to re-verify what you had said before, was she in the vicinity of all of the disappearances
So
or just the
they
last
don't
one?
know that. She was specifically seen in the last one in such a way that, like, it would seem surprising that she doesn't know anything. Basically, it was a relatively secluded garden. She was seen going in at the place where this other person was last seen, and then that person disappeared, and there was really nowhere else they could have gone. So it's like, that's why it's suspicious, but again, could have just been coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could reread you the exact text if you like, but it's basically what I just said. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just was mishearing some things and misremembering others.
Okay,
So
sure.
thank you.
Yeah. Hmm.
So what are the sunflies for?
Oh, well, they're my pets, companions, if you like. I love the colors. They're so cute.
So what purpose do they serve though? What job do they do?
Job. I mean, well, they're they're adorable. I suppose they make me happy.
So if you were to take the lid off their container, they would just fly around your abode and make you
Ah,
happy?
well, often they will go off on whatever little missions they might have in their little sunfly heads, but they always come back to me.
So you don't know where they go when they go do that.
Well, I can't very well fly after them, can I?
Um, I'll look
I'm
over
think
to Malleus.
okay. So we spoke to a few of your neighbors and they said that you do charitable work. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh,
About the
yes.
charities that you support?
Well, you see, I was once a musician, you see, and so
Mhm.
I will occasionally volunteer to play instruments for local youth theatres.
Okay.
And they're putting on little play productions or whatever, and they need some musical accompaniment. I'm adept at many instruments, and so I try to help them fulfill their theatrical visions.
It's uh too bad Cora's not here. She would really, really love to talk shop with you. Um,
Oh, yes. She a musician as well.
oh yes.
Wonderful.
Bagpipes primarily.
Ooh.
It's very difficult, but she's very impressive one. Um, all right, so that when you walked into the Forum Gardens,
Mhm.
did you notice anything strange or out of the ordinary? I know that these are questions that you've already answered 100 bazillion times, but we're new. We
No,
have to cover some
I
same ground.
completely understand, and I only wish that my answers could be more helpful. But the only thing I can think of that was at all out of the usual was when the friends of this poor missing tiefling, I guess, who has gone missing, came into the garden where they thought he must have been and said that he had disappeared. And I didn't see this individual. I don't know who they mean beyond what I've been asked about now, but certainly it
Mhm.
was unexpected to be sitting by yourself in a garden and then people run in and tell you that someone else was there but is now not there. I I wish I could help more, but I just don't know.
Okay. And so the Forum Garden, is that somewhere you spend a lot of time? Maybe a lot of youth plays are there?
Well, not always for the youth plays, but it is very tranquil there, you know. And see, I sometimes enjoy going to the forum where they have their various, debates about, ethics and philosophy and theology and all of that sort of thing. I find, quite rousing. It's not like debates in other parts of the world. I grew up in Sigil, so
Mhm.
can be quite rambunctious there. But here, there's good faith. Everyone is approaching the discussions from a place of sincere intention of getting to a deeper and more profound philosophical insights. And I just enjoy the atmosphere.
Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check.
All right, that is a 22.
22 is pretty good. Give me a second. Yeah, I had it. Okay. Okay. Um, let's see. 22. Where? I lost all my stuff here. Okay. A 22. It's not that you spot in her any evidence of deception or falsehood.
Hmm.
But that's a pretty solid insight. And what you realize is there's kind of a strangely similar feel to all of her answers that's just a little bit too even. You know what I mean? Like it's you would expect someone who is really sort of under an investigation of like this to maybe
Mhm.
be a little more troubled by it, or at least to just have some of these different questions be, um, you know, produce more of a range of reactions. But she just
Hmm.
seems like she has just this one mode of polite, cheerful, eager to help.
You keep going. I'm gonna step outside.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
talk to whoever's in charge of the investigation here and asked if they've checked to see if she's under any kind of magic.
Well, that would be, of course, very invasive to do with a suspect that is, only circumstantial evidence against her.
She's acting, we think she's acting kind of strange, and I wonder if she's
She
under an enchantment.
volunteered to submit to a zone of truth spell.
Okay, but that you didn't,
We,
not even detect magic.
well, I mean, it is not our protocol to go around and
Okay.
casting spells on just anyone that we ask questions of.
Well, I
Would you ask if the zone of truth is
Uh,
still up?
Well, see, the part of the issue is that if it's if we were to cast detect magic on her and find something, that would not be admissible.
right, but if she's a victim of enchantment, you would not want to know that.
Well, we haven't seen any evidence of that.
Okay.
Um, I think
That
yeah.
that's the, thank you for the information. That's
Okay.
you've answered the question. And I'm gonna go back inside and in a moment. So, but time for Malleus to ask a question too.
All right. So I am not Columbo.
Yeah. So yeah. So like I said,
But
yeah.
it's like it's just like continuing to kind of like just try and pull more information is like, getting, I've never seen the Forum Gardens.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Well, so I think what you got with your insight here is that you get the feeling that this is the sort of person where it really is probably impossible to catch her, like like she seems almost impervious to any kind of a traditional insight check because her affect is just so consistent in a suspicious way. It's not like you can tell she's lying. It's more like you get the feeling that nobody could tell if she was lying.
mhm,
It's
right.
because of how inflappable she is that makes it weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is weird, but genuinely I don't think that she's the cause. She might be a proximal
Well, you don't know.
impact. I
Hmm.
personally don't think
Yeah.
that she's our culprit. I think it's more proximal than that.
Mm.
Just personally speaking, but I think my next question would have to be, because I'm still stuck on the wandering portals theory, is like, you said you lived in Sigil, and you know how random the portals are in Sigil. Does Excelsior have a similar issue? do you think?
with portals.
With portals, yeah.
Oh no, wouldn't think so. Certainly, have you seen the place? Excelsior is such a lovely, ordered place. Sigil, oh, chaotic, dirty, dangerous, and often unpredictable. And that's one of the things that I like Excelsior about. Is it's orderly, it's predictable. Everything happens just as you expected.
Okay. All right. So you wouldn't expect just random portals to pop out of nothing
Oh, good heavens, no.
here.
No.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds like that would be quite frightening if it were to happen.
Yeah.
Did you tell her that we followed her sunflies when
Well,
No,
they
because
don't
we
know
don't
where
know
you
the.
went. They just
Yeah.
know that you went to follow the
but
sunflies, right?
they just took off. They went,
Yeah.
they just like took off in a straight
Well,
line, right?
so what all you challenged her about right now so far is that where do they go? And she says, I don't know.
Mhm.
But they
Okay.
always come back.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I think actually we're going to go ahead and cut back now.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that we've got. I don't have a map for this, so we're just going to do theater
Alright.
of the mind. But I would like to. This is going to kick off as the door slams open and this old man kind of leans out, looks at you, Radius, and I want you to make a wisdom saving throw
No, let's do this though.
as they go to cast a spell. 13.
13.
Wait, what is their DC? I should have known this before a 13, I'm afraid, is failure. And so, Radius, I want you to give me a little bit of visual flavor for the snail that you turn into.
How do we know that it's the radius snail?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I still keep my brain?
No,
Nope.
this is standard polymorph. So the basics. The idea is that all of your mental ability scores are replaced by the statistics of the chosen beast. For a snail, it's not very good. However, you would still retain your alignment and personality, but just not the ability to, like, for example, decide to hurt yourself.
Okay.
Or, for that matter, control a summoned construct.
Right. Now, would a D6 wouldn't have, a D6 couldn't have saved me, right?
Well, I don't. Can that work on saving throws?
Uh,
I think that's for ability checks. Tell me if I'm wrong.
yeah, sorry, it's an ability check.
Yeah.
That's. I don't think I got nothing on that one. This is the second time this has happened, and I've got a decent wisdom save. This is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, you did okay, but just tell us the snail, and we'll move on. We'll keep going. Things are happening.
It's an undead snail.
It looks like one of those big slugs that Ron Weasley coughed up, but with like a really odd and decrepit shell on its back, and it
Okay.
looks very agitated.
Yeah, I can imagine. So now let's go ahead and roll for initiative proper.
I don't keep my initiative, do I, or is it what?
Oh, well, if you rolled it from before, then you can still use that.
Oh no, I haven't yet. So let's see.
I have a number if I have a place to put it.
Well, yeah, I know we're not using the tracker because it's just like it's not.
I got 22.
Yeah, it's not a huge number of creatures on it anyway. So kneecap
Okay.
22.
Yes.
This old man who might be more than he initially seemed got 15. And then radius 10. Does your summoned construct also roll, or do they go on your initiative?
My initiative.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a surprise action, or, that they came out, and that's what kind of triggered initiative. But Kneecap, that's you now. You did see that happen. That they opened the door, pointed at Radius, and Radius turned into a snail.
Okay. How far away am I from Snaildius?
10, 15 feet.
Okay, so I'm going to rage, run over to the snail, and stomp on it.
Okay. Well, go ahead and make. Well, you know what? I'm not going to make you roll to hit, but yeah, I think you succeed in hit with that unarmed attack. And yes,
Damage.
so yes, the rollover damage you do take, Radius. So I believe
Right.
that's going to be 5 left because the snail had 1. And so you do sort of poof right back, and the old man just kind of growls at you and says, "You're going to regret that."
Nope, you are, old man.
Then so 15 feet, I still have 45. I'm
Oh
gonna
boy.
run
Yeah.
back,
If 45, like, is that
or sorry, I have 35.
okay?
50 feet total.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, gonna try and run as close to the old
Oh,
guy.
it's right there. Yeah, you're right
Yeah,
there. It's this is
Okay.
not a big. Yeah, no, you were 10 feet away.
Okay, so I'm going to smack
All right.
at him. Oh, only a 10.
Okay. You go to strike at this this old man who seems to be wearing just like raggedy clothes, and it's like trying to swing your weapon into a tree. It's just this person does not react like they're made of traditional flesh.
Here we go again.
Yeah. Okay, so so
My
is
turn?
that the end of your?
Yep.
All right, great. So it is their turn now, and I think that as you watch, this old man begins to sort of like that appearance sort of melts away, and replacing it is a sharp-toothed, blue-skinned, horned, maniacal grin, and I'm sharing you all
Oh,
the handout for a night hag.
Oh, not another hag! Oh my god!
Ah.
I'm murdering this hag.
It's a coincidence that you have this one that's actually part of the adventure happens to show up in so close in succession. But yes, so as that form appears in front of you, hey, where's her stats? Let me. Okay. Yeah. So as she appears in front of you, she is going to look at you and cast another spell. You need to. Okay. Yeah. So I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw, Kneecap.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, doubt an 8 will help.
No. So tell me what begins to manifest here, right next to you, right next to this hag, right between you even, is a manifestation of your deepest fears. Tell us what that looks like.
I think it is. What he thinks a storm giant looks like,
Okay.
which is like essentially like a humanoid tornado,
Okay.
what he thinks.
All right. So it, despite any sort of question of whether it would be logical or rational to believe that a storm giant could be here, right there, um, taking the place of this night hag, that is what you see and believe, and you are currently frightened.
Okay.
And then she is going to move past you. You can make an opportunity attack at disadvantage.
Okay. Uh, 14.
Okay. A 14 is not enough to hit. Sorry.
Okay.
So she evades your attack and moves up to right where you are currently prone, Radius. You are now yourself again, but prone. And is sort of looming over you. But she used her action already to cast the spell this turn. So that makes it now Radius's turn.
Right. Let's see. Why waste the speed of getting up when they will probably attack me?
I mean, they won't. They don't get an opportunity attack just from you standing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'll still do this. I will from the ground, I will bonus action Misty Step
Okay.
to my golem.
Okay. So like what? Like riding it like piggyback?
No, just beside
Okay. Okay. Sure.
it. Do I have? Yes, I do.
I think you still are prone. You can.
Yeah, I'm still
If you were
prone. Yeah,
prone,
yeah.
you appear prone, but you can
Right,
certainly
right.
be prone over there.
Yeah, it's much better that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will stand. Now I will stand up.
Okay.
And you know what? Honestly and truly, who gives a crap? Fireball at 4th level.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Well,
that's got
wait.
And I
Kneecap is
wanna put-
absolutely in range of that.
I want to do it so that it's on the edge of it is on her and not him. So it'll be past her.
Well, so right
level
now,
spell and a
from where
Oh.
right now, Kneecap is essentially right at the door of the wagon, and then she came out to where you were like 10 feet out. So in theory, there is a place that you could target it that it would be just her and not him. But it's just like that's a complicated targeting. So you can do that, I guess.
Can he do a fireball when he did a leveled spell already?
Oh yeah, no.
Oh,
you're
that's right.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
I did. Nope,
Good,
that's
good
fine.
call. Good call.
Well, then that's fine. No leveled spell. That's fine.
Mhm.
Firebolt.
Yeah, that works. Okay.
16.
A 16 is not enough. She
Oh.
ducks out away and she gives you a little finger wag. It's like, ah, 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 ah.
And I say, "Hey, big fella, go give her a nice hug." And I will end my turn as I send the on, and the golem takes its turn immediately after mine on my initiative. So
Sure.
it's gonna go up and grapple her.
Okay. It needs to make an athletics, or I guess it would probably doesn't say athletics, and it would just say strength.
Yeah, it's a strength.
Okay. And contested against hers. She got a 12. Oh, look, 13. So yes, at least for the moment, it has grappled her.
And so that means she is touching it, correct?
Yeah.
So she takes a D10 of fire damage because it anything that touches it or gets hit or hits it with a melee
Okay.
takes fire damage.
All right. Yeah. So go ahead and roll the D10.
Nice. Max damage.
Okay. You would notice, however, that it would appear that she is at least resistant to that fire damage. Does take 5, but is not fully damaged to the same degree that you would normally expect from an ordinary non-fire resistant creature. Okay, so is that the end of the golem's turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so Kneecap, it is your turn, but you are currently frightened. This means that
Yeah. I
any
can't
attack
move
rolls are at
closer.
disadvantage. You cannot move closer to her.
Yeah. Okay. I will. I with kind of shaking hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, drop my flail, pull out my sling, and
Okay. All right. Go ahead and attack with disadvantage.
yep. Oh, only a 7.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to do it. It goes wide. And then as she cackles at you, you are perceiving it as this storm giant's booming.
And would I get a second attack with that? Because it doesn't have
mean,
a.
I mean, if you have extra attack, then
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. Uh, 11. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's disadvantage. It hurts you.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, yeah, those go wide. You can at the end of your turn here make another Wisdom saving throw. But yeah. So go ahead and attempt that.
4.
Okay. So now, not only are you still frightened, but you are perceiving that this storm giant is attacking you, and you're going to take 4d10 psychic damage.
Oof.
That is 27 psychic damage.
Ooh.
This is Phantasmal Killer that you have been
Ah.
struck with here. So yes, you are psychically perceiving this storm giant to be attacking you, and you're trying to resist that. And so now it is the hag's turn again. She is going to cast. Oh, let's see. That is a.
Can she cast while grappled?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grapple just reduces your speed to 0. It just means she can't move away without breaking the grapple. Let's see. So that is concentration. Okay, I think she casts. She shifts around. Well, no, I guess her movement speed is 0 if she's grappled. Yeah. So I don't think she can aim it such that you and the golem are both in her line of sight here. But she does cast lightning bolt on the golem. So it needs to make a dexterity save.
Oh gosh.
Ooh.
So that looks like that's a fail.
Yep.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, it has no bonus on that.
Sure. So that's going to be 33 lightning damage to the construct. Yeah,
Alrighty.
I did a second.
It's still standing.
Yeah. Okay, so that was her turn on this time, and yeah. So then it is your turn again, Radius.
Right. So.
Oh, so when does the fire damage happen for the golem?
It just says a creature that touches the construct or hits it with a melee attack while within 5 feet.
Yeah, and we did it on the golem's turn last time, so it wouldn't happen again before the golem's
until
turn.
the golem's turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to make sure.
since I am holding my spell book.
Now you can do a fireball or fireball.
Yes, I can. And I'm gonna do that, but I would like to use my spell book to change its damage type.
Okay.
Since she seems resistant to that, but I gotta see what spells are in my
Mhm.
what I can change it to. You know what? We'll make it psychic damage.
Okay. What you're changing your fireball to psychic? Is that what you said?
Is that on your
Uh,
list?
Yes, it's any spell book I have in my book. Any spell that I have in my book, that's
Oh,
of the
okay.
same level. I can change the element of its damage type to match that spell while I'm holding my spell book.
Huh.
Nice. So it's
Cool.
even better than the sorcerer ability.
Yeah, it gets real dumb if you combine it with simulacrum and activate your spell book's mind, because then it can use your spells independently of you. Yeah, it's real dumb.
So in any case, this is a it's still fireball, but it'll just do psychic damage. Is the idea?
Yeah, it's a fireball that'll do psychic damages.
Okay. Well, she's gonna make her dex save. She gets a 4.
Okay. And that will be 24 psychic damage.
Okay. Yeah, she does not like that.
And then I will say to the golem, please pin her down and end my turn, because it will then try to pin her on its next turn.
Does it have like a mechanical thing for that?
It's when you have someone grappled, you can make another grapple check to pin them.
I think that's a house rule. I'm not sure that's
Is it?
official mechanic. I mean, I don't hate it necessarily, but I don't think it's an official rule. Is it?
I think there's.
I think there's a feat. There's a feat that lets you do that.
It's a feat. It's a feat.
Yeah, it's
Darn.
like the tavern brawler feat, I think, or a grappler feat, or something like that.
You can maintain grapple and punch.
Yeah, I
believe.
mean, you
Oh.
can while grappling still attack you, but
Okay.
yeah, the getting to the restrained with
Right.
just a successive check doesn't. That's a feat. It requires.
Okay. So then I'll just have it do its slam attack on her.
Okay,
then.
sure.
It's a D8 plus 24.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, that's it. That's the damage.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
it doesn't hit automatically.
Yeah. No. It's
Yeah.
sorry, that was 11. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And where'd it go? I thought that was the roll. Never mind.
Alright.
So it would just be melee. Your spell attack modifier to the hit. Okay, here we go. So that would be for that one. It is a wizard spell, so it'd be intelligence. Okay.
You can,
Plus
you can
two.
just do your firebolts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Thanks.
Mhm.
That's a good shot. Good shout.
Yeah.
I have a long spell list.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Nine.
A 9 to hit. So
Wow.
unfortunately, I think that despite it's got having kind of a grip on her, she's still kind of like wiggling around, and
Yeah.
I think she uses her horns and kind of butts the arm
Get away.
out of its trajectory.
Yeah,
So
and it doesn't have any. Yeah. Okay, never mind. It can make a number of attacks equal to half the spell's level. So yeah, it's a level 4, so it can make 2. Okay.
yeah, go ahead.
That's good. Try it again.
Mhm.
There we go.
Okay, that'll hit.
32.
Yeah.
Baker's 20.
Okay, and I think it is a summoned construct, but that doesn't make its attacks magical bludgeoning damage. Or I don't know. What do you guys think? Does that?
Well,
Usually
if
a
it was
monster will
magical, it
say
would
when its
specify.
attacks
Yeah,
are magical.
yeah.
Either
So
the summon spell or the constructs card.
yeah, so I think unless it says so explicitly that it's not magical bludgeoning, but go ahead and roll the damage.
Plus the spell's level. So
Is this summon construct? Is that the spell you cast?
yeah.
Okay.
So it's a D8 plus 4 plus the spell's level and blending damage. Okay.
Okay, so it would be 9, so she'll take 4.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Uh,
that'll be its turn.
Okay, so
Oh, and then the D10.
oh, sure, yeah, go ahead. And Kneecap, it's your turn again.
Nice, another 10.
Okay. Takes another 5.
Okay.
So you're still frightened for the moment,
Yes.
struggling through it, I'm sure.
Uh, so am I seeing the giant instead of her, or
I mean, it is you're magically confused about what's happening. You can target, like, okay. You can try to target her
okay, okay. So
if that's what's confusing you.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, so another disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Sling. 13.
Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, a 13 is not enough. Make your second attack.
8.
Okay. All right. At the end of your turn, make another wisdom save.
Yeah. 14, but that's probably still a failure.
14 just succeeds.
Oh!
14 is what you needed. So finally, you are able to, clear this strange double vision you have. You shake your head, and this storm giant disappears, and you see that it is, in fact, just still the night hag here. Currently grappled by the golem, but looking like it is still pretty ornery. But that was the end of your turn.
Yeah, but it's the end of my turn.
Yeah. And so the rage only fades if you didn't make an attack. So because
Yes.
you attacked and missed, it's still up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it is the night hag's turn then. And as you both watch, and the golem too, presumably, she seems to just disappear. And you watch the golem's grip that it had on her kind of just go, like she just vanished out of its grip. And she has vanished. So she is no longer grappled. She is invisible. You're not sure where she is.
That's a player. I know what she did.
Yeah. Okay, so that was their turn. Tell me, Radius, it would be your turn now.
I will say to Kneecap, we need to leave. We need to get everyone else and tell them what we found. The construct will guard our retreat, and I will then take the dash action. I will take the dash action and make a hasty retreat.
Okay.
Yeah. Kneecap is also going to do that, but just screaming in rage because he didn't like his mind being messed with. But he knows he has an idea that it might be a bit much for just us two.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's gonna run towards the city as well.
Okay.
And 100 feet, because he's a small one.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, I think that as you are racing away, the golems orders.
To guard and attack, to basically guard our path back. And if she appears or it gets a sight of something, they say she casts a spell from somewhere to try to hit her.
Okay. And then let's see. So this It can last up to an hour, looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
I could see it's like go punch the cart.
Hmm. I mean,
Yeah, but because I imagine she definitely stayed to put out her cart if it caught fire.
Oh, you know what? That's not a, you know what? Yes. You know what? I'm gonna make this night hag homeless. Go, you know what? Destroy that cart.
We have
okay.
such good luck with that.
Hmm. Well, that
Well,
means
hey,
we're not dropping initiative. We're dropping Kneecap and Radius out of initiative, and it's just the hag and the golem then.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
So the
And
golem is on guard where it was. So it takes its turn doing nothing but holding an action to attack if it sees,
yeah,
right?
or
Which
yeah.
I mean, you can only hold like a melee attack, not a move plus melee.
Yeah.
But doing that presumably, right? And
Yeah.
trying to watch for the hag. And I think that the hag's next turn does not give it anything. Oh well, okay, wait. So what? So
That's there we go. That's what
okay,
I'll tell. I was like, if she does not reappear, then just destroy her wagon.
okay,
So he'll spend that turn, and if she doesn't, and he'll hold the action. If he and she doesn't pop, then he'll just attack the cart next.
okay. I think usually you have to. No, well, you know what? Never mind. It does say no action required. All right, so yeah, so I think you can give it that. So have it go ahead and go make attack rolls on the wagon, and then just roll damage for it. But go ahead and roll the damage. But um, okay. So your
Uh-oh.
roll, yeah. So I wanted you to do the attack roll
Oh,
as well, but just
all
I
right.
was wanting you to not wait for me to tell you about the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think unfortunately a 9 ends up just breaking off a clump of moss that seems to have little structural
All right,
value.
it'll try it again.
Hmm.
This poor little guy's got the worst rolls.
Wow, that's worse.
Wow.
Okay, so I think while it attempts to find something actually solid in this wagon to attack, the hag comes back around the corner of the wagon, and I need another dexterity saving throw from the golem.
And uh, does fire damage do stuff to the cart?
Well,
14.
you don't know. It didn't hit anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a 14 is a save, so it'll take half of the lightning bolt damage.
Oh yeah, this will probably take it out.
Okay, it would have been 24, so it'll be 12.
Oh no, it's still standing. Actually, it has
Okay.
10 hit points left.
All right.
It only had 22 left. That 36 rocked it.
Okay. So yeah, so in any case, it's you know, it takes that damage. That is the end of her turn.
All
And
right.
you didn't give it any other command, so I would assume it's
Yep.
going to continue to try to break the wagon.
It will.
Okay. I think a
13.
13 it does hit.
Alrighty, and then for the second one,
Yeah,
19.
those will both
Two
hit. So
damage.
go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
Okay. So, and I don't think it has any special siege object things, but it does 13 damage. I think it's starting to wreck the door.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it'll close properly. I think it's starting to get a little smoldering. However, the fact that it's made so much of it is made out of like moss and everything, it's kind of damp already. And so then I think I'm going to get a second a second level magic missile is coming their way. That's going to be another 8 damage.
It's still standing at 2 hit points.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, so it could
Wow.
go ahead and roll the 2 remaining attacks. It's probably not going to make the next one.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, those will hit.
Yep. And was that? Oh yeah, that's not. That was natural. There we go.
Okay. Yeah. So I think there's some significant damage. It looks like the door won't close properly now. There's some it looks like it's gonna like it would take more than that to like ruin the wagon, but
Right.
it's damaged. It's notably damaged now.
Right.
Um, but then a first level magic missile is gonna uh, probably finish it off here.
Oh yeah. It literally only has 2 hit points.
Okay, yeah. So at this point, overkill. So and it's blown apart. And so I think you would probably still, like you're only a few rounds,
Yeah.
so on your way back to the city. But I think you would feel it be destroyed.
Yeah. And now we are out of range of her, correct?
Well, as far as you know,
How far are we from the city?
you were a
Oh.
mile out, and you would be 3 rounds back. So you're still like, you've only gone like, dashing. It would be like 180, 200 feet.
Bet.
It would be more for Kneecap if Kneecap's not waiting for you.
Yeah.
Then just to be on the safe side, I will use one last spell and do greater invisibility
Okay.
to cover my retreat and bounce.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So I think you do not appear to be pursued, but so back at the so let's go ahead and just make this easy. So you hurry to reach the station, and you show up.
You'll never guess what we found.
Yeah.
Another hag.
Oh my God, no.
Wha-
Did you
all
set her
right.
on fire?
I tried.
Okay.
But
All right, what's the secret code word?
Did we have a secret code word?
but
You blew it. The secret code word is that we don't have one.
yeah. We
Smash.
tried our best, but I was a slug at one point. Yeah, it was not good.
Mess with mind.
Yes, very much so. But we do know where they are. And so I would not be surprised if either they are in cahoots with the hag or
Or
under
enchanted
the
by it.
hag's control, seeing as they do mess with minds.
All right. I'm going to take that information and bring it back to. Okay, before we go any further,
Okay.
The Radius, do you have detect magic?
I do.
Would you check out our subject here and see if she's under any kind of enchantment?
Sure thing. And because I can cast it as a ritual, it'll take me 10 minutes, but I got you.
So while we're waiting for that,
Mm-hmm.
I think we should tell our Archon friends what you discovered, and that the hunch about her is probably right, given that
We've had
those
firsthand experience.
sunflies went to the home of a night hag.
Yep.
Right.
This realm has such a problem with hags.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an infestation.
I mean,
So I think they hear your report and say, unfortunately, our jurisdiction ends at the city limits. I mean, we can certainly go to investigate, but I don't think we could lawfully arrest them outside the city unless we had solid proof that they have that they know about the missing individuals. I mean, it sounds like you've described some more circumstantial evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Can try watch for entry.
Well,
Night
it,
hags are pretty
yeah,
good at illusion, so
yeah, illusions, invisibility, by all reports. I know the ones we ran into in Sylvania were definitely good at invisibility.
mhm.
Yes.
Also,
So-
do you have any reason to believe that they would still be where you left them?
Well, I had a large friend of mine try to destroy their home while we made an escape. So maybe they're still there dealing with him.
Right. Well, we could potentially send someone to go see if the wagon is still there.
I mean, it's worth doing anyways.
And
So-
Veril is, there's, is saying is like, but we still really don't have any direct evidence.
Right.
Well, the little critters went out there with serving with teacups and plates like they used to go have it. They had a spot of tea this morning. I think that's a little more than circumstantial, especially seeing as it's a
Well,
mile out of town and they don't just do that at random.
let's,
I mean, maybe they're just friends with the night hag.
yeah, no shame on it. Do you
So,
want to try asking, or we've already ascertained that she has absolutely no idea what any of us are talking about, but she's very cheerful about it.
Right.
Do you want to take a stab at asking her some questions? Because I've run out.
Well, what does my detect magic find?
so you detect that there is no active spell on her. However, she does have some kind of a like just sort of an aura glow about her. It is not like there is no illusion on her. There doesn't seem to be any active enchantment on her that you can tell, not anything that would be cast by a spell or a spell-like effect. But there is something.
Something odd about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me see what. Let me. I'm gonna look something up real quick. Tell you the school of magic of the something.
I'm just wondering if we need to do like a dispel magic.
It is a transmutations school is the something that's on her, but it
Well-
doesn't. It is not like a spell on her right now. It
But
is.
there's an effect.
Seems like it's something permanent about her.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
Make an Arcana check.
I'll try that one.
Yeah, do it at advantage because I'll try to help you out as much as I can.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good. 23.
23.
You would guess that this is some kind of a supernatural gift of some kind, like a charm or a divine boon, could represent, display this way.
Oh.
But yes, so like I said, it is not an active spell on her. It is something she can do that is inherently magical, but it is just something about her that gives her this property, not a spell cast on her.
I am
So
all out of
it
ideas.
sounds like you've perhaps identified a suspect. I don't suppose that means you can let me go.
Well,
It's a suspect that you've got an association with
Do I?
because the sunflies from your location, when they were released, flew directly to a nefarious individual.
and
I'm
they didn't
sure
just
I don't
fly
know
there.
why. I mean, perhaps he's trying to steal away my little colorful babies.
Well, someone trying to steal your pets wouldn't have your pets bring them a cup and a plate for tea, would they?
I don't know why anyone would do that.
How did you know it was that it was a he?
Uh, okay, you're not tricking me here. I only had her speak up because you weren't going to ask her any questions, and so I was assuming she
Okay.
overheard the conversation about you having
Okay.
found someone. So this is not a
Okay.
slip up
Yeah.
that I've put in here for you to spot.
Okay.
Okay.
If
Sorry.
you wanted her to not know, then we can just erase that.
That's
whole
why I
little
used the
conversation
phrase
happened.
in nefarious
Okay.
individual
Okay,
so-
well, fine. I didn't.
and not give
It
her
was
any
not an
clues.
intentional slip up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a difficult thing to do in improv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
See.
know, I
Okay.
mean, if we're gonna go back out and investigate, I definitely need to take a break. Mind you, I didn't get hurt, but Kneecap definitely did, and
Mhm.
this night hack pumps out some serious heat. Shockingly,
Yeah.
I
so.
think
So
a
I
short
think
rest is in order, but
yeah. So, uh, Veril says, so as I mentioned, we could send out just a team to see if the wagon has moved on, but we don't have the jurisdiction to do anything else. Our authority ends at the city limits. But if you were able to recover any actual evidence that's a direct connection, certainly this is suspicious. It continues to make me feel that there's something here, but we can't. I'm going to have to release her if we can't make more of a connection than this.
Mhm.
Kneecap is of a mind to just follow her if they do release her. Like,
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
do
I
we have
don't
any
think.
sneaky people in our group right now? I'm not.
No,
Well,
I'm not
kind of.
especially.
I'm not. To be fair, I'm okay at it, but not wearing this armor.
Uh, um, I think it's conceivable we might learn something if we. Okay, there's a couple of things that we could do to kind of chase things down. She says that she works teaching music. We could interview some of the people she teaches,
Well, that she performs with.
the places she performs,
Yeah.
and see if there's any inconsistencies there.
So
That was
I don't
something I
want to.
thought. But
I don't want to tell the players what they should do, but I am a little bit unclear why there's not any discussion of, now that you have the whole group, maybe go back to where there is an obvious suspicious individual that might be trying
Okay.
to leave
Yeah.
the scene if you give them time to do
Yeah.
so.
yeah, you're absolutely right.
I'm
We should
just-
do that.
I'm just
Sorry,
saying.
I'm a little scattered
No.
tonight.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's
All
go.
right.
Let's
Yeah.
hurry back there.
Yes, this is your kind, benevolent GM suggesting that you not make this a days-long stakeout when you just had a fight with the bad guy.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yep,
So
going
I
there.
mean, you tell me though. Like, are you?
Yeah.
Again,
Oh.
you knew that they were maybe going to try to move on. So if you take an hour's
Maybe,
short rest, they might get more time to do that, and it might be harder to find them again. But you tell me what you
I
want
mean,
to do.
most of us are pretty fresh,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
think we
like
can-
I got roughed up, but I'm
yeah.
you know,
I mean,
I'm
if
over a quarter of my HP.
you're a quarter down or at a quarter.
I'm I'm uh, I'm I think less than a quarter about
Okay. Well,
down.
then along the way, I will cast Cure Wounds at 4th level.
Oh, so I just
29 hit points.
27
yes.
out of okay, yeah, that is got me up all the way.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to cast aid at 2nd level on you 3 guys, which will
Okay.
give you an extra 5 hit points and a 5 to your max.
Nice. Hey. Nice. So that gives me 57. Awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I tend to stay back.
Mhm.
And I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and create my my Eldritch Cannon.
Okay.
Be-
So
So
it doesn't need an action to get there.
so I think we can go ahead and move things along as you're chasing out there. You can certainly return to where the wagon was, and it's obvious that it had been there. It has left, however. You suspect perhaps someone with a sufficiently high survival roll might be able to track the rather unique trail of a wagon pulled by giant pillbugs.
Yeah. I'm yeah, definitely gonna do that if I, unless somebody has any.
You're better
Nope.
at it. I'm sure
Yep,
you're
you're
better
better
at
at an hour.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
But
I
I'll
have
gi-
proficiency. I can give you advantage, but that's
I'll give you
you're better than
guidance.
me.
Oh, Baker's 20.
Okay.
Yay!
Yeah, I think you are able to find the trail, and although they've got somewhat of a lead on you, it's like maybe almost like a little under an hour lead. I think you are able to move, quickly as able adventurers and not overburdened by a great big slow wagon made of moss. And you are eventually able to catch up a few miles down the down this path, and so you have spotted in the distance the wagon. So you know that you've caught up. But tell me how you close the gap, approach, whatever your tactics are from here.
And now would probably be a good time to create your cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I've got my cannon.
Well, how
Okay.
long would it have lasted? Because we just hand waved about an hour and a half.
Oh, okay. It would have been. I would have needed to expend a spell slot to recreate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Okay. So, uh, it's within eyesight.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is you've caught up to where you can see it now. Tell me what you're doing. If you're just going to continue running until you're right up there, then fine. I just wanted to know if you're going to do anything different than that.
If we are about to engage, then if that's true, then I will cast Bless.
So actually, here's a question. Just because we're close to the end of the session,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was a tough fight against 2 PCs, but
Yeah.
already somewhat injured against 4 PCs. If you want to role play it out, we absolutely can. But I think also the ultimate outcome is not in doubt, and so we can montage it if you like.
I am entirely on board with handling it the way the Frieren manga handles minor fights. Like, it's a page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It happened.
I'm okay with montaging it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That's fine.
so let's just
Now,
briefly
the question in my mind is it possible to take her into custody
Well, okay. So how about that?
or find out what's going on? Because destroying her
Okay.
is not a
Well,
win.
so
for me.
here's what it comes down to. You're fighting. She's sending off her spells, and maybe you guys get hurt a little bit, but you're also getting your own attacks off. And then as you see that she is getting down to being relatively low for her, she is making to cast plane shift on herself. Does any of you have any way to stop her?
I don't have counterspell.
Do not. I would have to.
I think counterspell is probably the only way.
Yeah, I would have to.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, aside from really high level stuff that just cancels it.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I think she is able to escape with plane shift. However, she does leave the wagon behind.
Okay.
Well,
Well, then we would search the wagon.
you can.
Mm-hmm.
They will accept evidence, physical evidence from the wagon.
Yeah. So
We'll bring it inside the city.
well, yes. So yeah. So you are able to look inside the wagon, and you see it filled with empty, filthy cages, and it also holds a locked chest.
Okay.
All
Well, we know
right.
what to do with
Thieves'
that.
tools.
Mm-hmm.
Check for traps first. She's
Yep.
she's a sneaky one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't check for traps.
Okay. So,
I'll
yeah.
poke it with the stick. I'll see what I can do with
Perception?
thieves' tools.
Okay. Well, so you're not checking for traps. You're just doing the thieves' tools. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll blow up or it won't.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
All right. So that is not great. That'll be an 8
Okay.
with my proficiency bonus.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is. It's a tougher lock than that, and you're finding no luck with it at the moment. Also, it really stinks in here. It just smells like rotting moss and
Yeah.
things. That,
I've dealt with bad smells before.
Mhm.
I'll give it a
Yeah.
try.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Ah,
So yes, with that, lock picker's 20, you are able to pop open the lock of this chest, and as the door opens, you get to see what's inside. And there seems to be are 6 bottles that have arcane runes on them.
Hmm.
well,
5 of them have like plugs
Stopper.
in them, stoppers. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm going to make a Arcana check.
Go ahead and make your Arcana check.
Make it with advantage. I'm helping.
Yep.
Oh, good, because that first one wasn't good.
12 is not as great.
There we go.
23. Okay. By studying the arcane signature of the runes on these things, you conclude that these bottles seem to be specially crafted items that work very similarly to what's known as an iron flask.
Oh,
Mhm.
yay.
But it is keyed to the Outlands specifically. And so what that means is that it can capture creatures in that are
not native.
well, it's a little bit complicated. Basically, it can capture natives of the Outlands is how these work specifically.
Okay.
Okay. I want one. I'll take the empty one.
Well, I think those they would be particularly useful to the constables.
Right.
Well, yeah, but there's an empty one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
We'll
I
just say we only found the full ones.
Well, so yeah.
No, we don't need.
You have 5 stoppered ones and one that is it is
Yes.
empty.
And there are
Well-
5 missing people, so
Mhm.
this is.
yeah, we'll bring in the full ones at the 6th one, and if I
Okay. So
And
do
if
you,
they
you
ask
just
about
do you try to like control the bugs to bring the whole wagon back in, or are you just bringing in the bottles? What are you doing?
I think we should try to bring the whole thing because
Yeah.
who knows what other evidence that they might want.
All right. Well, someone try to make an animal handling roll at disadvantage because these are giant pill bugs that work for a night hag.
That's not going to be me.
So okay, wait.
+1.
So hold on. I'm going to try. Since it's a hag, does it speak? I'm going to try to speak to it in any of the languages I know. I know Abyssal, Common, Draconic, Elvish, Infernal, and Primordial. Would a hag know any of those to talk to these things in it?
Almost
They're
certainly.
giant
Abyssal.
bugs.
Yeah.
Primordial
They
is
don't
your
talk.
best bet.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoever's gonna make the animal handling check, I'll cast guidance on you.
Actually, someone with better.
I got a +1.
All I
I've
got
got
is
a +1 too.
0.
Okay, well.
You do think that the hags probably speak either abyssal or infernal, like they're capable of it. You don't know what they use to talk to their giant bugs.
Yeah. Well, I will try the animal handling, and I would love the bless or the guidance or whatnot.
Guidance.
But I also have one last use of a thing, so I'll try it.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna need it.
Mm.
D4. That makes it a 10, and then a D6 makes it a 12.
Oh.
I think they curl up into their little pill bug balls, and
Yep.
Oh well.
Yep. Well,
All
we
right,
can always
well-
tell them that it's here
mhm,
and bring them the
Or
flask.
mhm.
Decap. Take,
Yeah, you can talk to small
detach
Chris.
Well,
the-
so here's the other thing that
Mhm.
you all kind of realize as you're kind of thinking through it is that these bottles seem about the right size to be carried by a sunfly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
Mhm.
And they probably be a bit heavier than the teacup and saucer.
Maybe about the same, but nevertheless, I think we've got the shape of the
But
Yeah.
yeah,
of
that
the,
for the tub that had a bell
conspiracy.
that was triggered to ring when something of the right
Mhm.
size was put in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, so you bring back the flasks, and under the auspices of one of their in-house mages, the stoppers are removed, and sure enough, the 5 full flasks spill out the 5 missing captives, who are extremely grateful and happy to have been rescued, and are readily able to identify Sincerity as the person who approached them, opened up a flask, and sucked them inside with magic. And
Huh.
then, as you go in to challenge Sincerity on this, she says, "Well, you got me."
Ah,
It's a
wow.
fair cup.
Wow. That
Mhm,
is
mhm.
honestly kind of terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Tattooed on the back of her neck.
Yep.
So just for the record, the supernatural gift she has is the effect of the spell glibness, which basically means that
Ah.
no matter what you say, any magic that's designed to tell if it's true or a lie will read it as truth, and she can automatically count any die roll for like deception or persuasion check as a 15 or higher. So like if she rolls higher, it's great, but it can be minimum 15 on the die.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
so it doesn't so so
That's some powerful magic. That's an 8th level spell.
Yeah,
Gee,
and so she's just basically permanently got that on her.
Oh,
what
Yeah.
kind of being can make that permanent? Good lord.
Hmm.
I
He
mean
says, "What
Hey,
would you like to
God.
it
know?"
wouldn't it wouldn't put it wouldn't you know I wouldn't put a night hag or a coven of night
Mhm.
hags.
Yes. So basically, she, with a little bit of pushing, basically, it's revealed that the plan was that she is capturing the souls to sell to the hag who went by Uncle Longteeth, who was going to take the souls to Hades, turn them into soul larvae, and sell them as delicacies to deplorable immortals. So
Hmm.
that is the
Yeah.
fate that you rescued them from. Good for you.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely good deed.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Beryl, as all of this gets resolved, it, eventually just approaches and just says, thank you for all your help, and I think, as much as I think it's very important for us to, follow all the laws and operate within our jurisdiction, it just goes to show how sometimes an external perspective is what you need.
Yes.
Yes, and you should definitely keep eyes out for hags. There's a lot of hags here, guys. A lot of hags here, man.
Yeah.
I was a mouse. I was a slug. It's not good, guys.
Yeah.
Snail. You were a
I
snail.
think we're developing an allergy.
Mhm.
And
So, because it's a spoiler, I wouldn't show it to you before, but I have a handout that I'm showing it to you now, called "Capturing Something." It's
capturing souls.
yeah,
Oh.
and there's Sincerity
Wow.
using one of the bottles to try to capture.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
That doing that with a, you know, how old she at least seems to be
Hmm.
doing
Mhm.
those such glees.
Yeah,
By the way, those things are a tough check.
I think
They're
it's important to
beefy.
like your work.
They're a DC 17. Oof.
Yeah. So do you in fact keep the empty
empty
one?
one?
You don't ever. It's like we found.
Oh,
half
hell
of
yeah.
them. Okay, great.
Can
All
they be
right.
reused?
They
Can they be
asked about it.
reused?
Well, if you capture something in it, you can't use it again until you release what's in there, but you
Yeah.
can use it more than once.
Right. I mean,
Will they let us have the rest of them once they let them out?
Oh no.
No.
It's evidence.
evidence.
Yeah.
Evidence.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But-
but honestly, if you want to capture a criminal,
Well, besides, you are
Yeah.
also
Alright.
getting paid.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
are getting collectively as a group 2,500 gold
Woo.
and a brooch of shielding that looks like a
Ooh.
dog's face.
nice.
Brooch of shielding. What the
Yeah.
heck is that?
Protects against
Um,
magic missile spells.
Well, it's I think it's also resistant to force damage.
Oh, okay. It's better than it used to be then.
Where is it? My trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
since
yes, a brooch of shielding. Yeah, so it is. Yeah, resistance to force damage and immunity to magic missile, and it looks like a dog's face.
yeah, I think when the squish, like, actually, I think, um, I would like to propose that Radius gets it because it, you know, help potentially keep concentration up on important things.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
And I
The
also,
occasional.
especially when I cast haste on you, because I like doing that, by the way.
yeah, yeah. But Christiana,
Mhm.
one thing, don't have to get into it, but I would like to say that once Changle is, you know, able to be talked to,
Sure.
uh, Kneecap will, as calmly as he can, because he's really excited to do this, will ask him very, very politely to keep an eye out for his sister.
Sure. What does she look like? What's her
And
name?
um base he'll he'll put up an image of himself and of vaguely a a silhouette that is, his height, about little stick, more of a stickier build. uh I think looked like me. Memory not good.
All right. Well, I'll do what I can.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for
Uh,
saving my life. I am very glad to not be turned into a larva in the Hades, or whatever. That sounded
We
terrible.
appreciate it.
happy to help.
All right, cool. So I think um, with a little bit of rapid fire resolution to that one, I think that is where a good place for us to finish our session for tonight. You have just a couple of gate towns left.
Mhm.
Um,
Yep.
Wait,
Automata
Automata?
and Rigus are the two that are left on your list. And
I think it sounds
what
like
will
it's
you
gonna be
find
real
in
fun.
those two gate towns? We will have to see. And you started with one of the lower planes, and then you went through the progressively nicer and nicer places. Now you're kind of heading back the other way.
Right.
All
Yeah.
right, so we'll leave it there for now, and hopefully we will return next week for more adventure on so many levels.
So many
Woo!
hours.
Yay.
Levels.
By the way, guys, that